Hi, I'm Colleen Fisk. I'm the Education Director for the nonprofit Renewable Energy Alaska project. We're the folks, along with our partners at Alaska Housing Finance Corporation, who bring you the free curriculum AK Energy Smart, which includes K through 12 lessons that look at energy use, efficiency, and conservation, so that we can think about the resources that we use, both renewable and non-renewable, and how we can use those conscientiously. Alaska Natives have been stewards of these resources and lands for thousands of years. In this video that follows, my friend Valerie shares a Yupik song which her father composed that emphasizes the cycles of the seasons and the flow of energy through Earth systems. Valerie talks about how energy from the sun, the wind, and the rivers is changing and how that affects how we live. It's a beautiful representation of the importance her family places on energy and affecting our own lives and happiness. As you watch this video, perhaps you can think about your own values and experiences, perhaps through the wind and the sun, or maybe through how you use energy at home with your lights or your heat, or turning on the water faucet at the school. Consider this as you watch. Thank you for watching, and to learn more, go to akenergysmart.org.
Maya ko nga, irosaka ko nga, kipakluka ko nga, kaganaka ko nga, alaknak mingo nga, kwikpag mingo nga. My name is Valerie, and I come from the Lower Yukon village of Alaknak. I'm named after 4 elders that had passed on just prior to my birth. This particular song is considered a beginner song because it tells you your behavior. It tells you what you have to do while you're on this world. Composed by my dad, who was a composer of not only beginner songs, but intermediate. So this was really digging back to when he was a child. What was important for him? What did he need to hear? And what would he benefit most from hearing day after day after day after day? When you look at what levels there are in our Yupik spirituality, you always start with a beginner. Typically, this is anybody who has want to get their introduction into Yupik spirituality, into who we are as a Yupik people, or somebody that is a little kid. So it's a great introduction to Yukak. Namely, it talks about what you have to do to maintain self. So from my dad's perspective, he was the one that got to dictate that in this song. And it's very simple. Once we start to go through the motions, you'll begin to understand the song more. The chorus, so it will have a chorus, then we do the first verse, a chorus again, the second verse, and then the last chorus is considered our bamyok, which is the tail end of the song. So the chorus goes, Nunanik yukakama. Nunanik means look at your mentality, look at your mind. When you want to be happy, Nunanik yukakama, when you want to be happy, and it will take your breath away, no matter where you are on this planet. That's me. And it's taking my breath away wherever you are. One more time. When I want to be happy and I want that to take my breath away, no matter where I am, in Alaknak or in Anchorage. When I want to be happy, I get to Yorak. Yorak means to drum, sing, and dance. The first verse, you're going to hear the true purpose of the song. What is the direction of this song? What is the composer wanting you to get out of this? This particular one is Yugeyama. Yugeya, to my descendants. That means from humanity's perspective, to my descendants. Yugeyama, that are mine. And they're going to want to get their breath taken away, no matter where they're at. Ungalamon. So ungalak means that when the south wind blows, it's a changing of a season. It's not just a day where the south wind was going to blow and it's going to warm up. It's actually a changing of a season where the south wind is blowing. You get to dance. So it offers you not only within the calendar year of what you must do, but what you must do to maintain that happiness. And to him, it was that direction of being able to yorak. And of course, yorak means that you gather. You have drummers, you have singers, you have dancers, and you do it as a community. Normally, we would gather twice a year. We were able to have potlatches twice before the south wind, started melting everything. We knew that was our deadline, right? When the sun gave us heat. Now we're having to use a different type of calendar, a different way of telling time, a different way of preparing, a different way of looking at what we normally would be preparing for next. It's going to fool you now. The south wind will come and then the north wind will blow again. When do you feel the heat from the sun? These were indications of seasonal changes, but they're not true anymore. We're starting to use the calendar versus, when the south wind comes, we can start to yorak. Now it's, okay, let's start, it's January. Okay, let's start, we're gonna have potlatch in April. Versus, okay, the south wind came. No, it came a few months ago. You're always preparing for the next season. You're always preparing to get ready. And yorak was a time of abundance. It meant that you had more than you normally would have at the end of the year because you've prepared for this. That is what is changing now. Now we are looking at, instead of being able to set net and gather our harvests to be able to share, some of the rivers don't freeze. So how do you set net out there? Normally we have it under the ice. As a human being, what's important? That you gather as a community. Where are you going to find this happiness? Ungalami, when the south wind starts to blow and the season changes. That's why this song, that's why it's going to live on. It gets to live on because that meaning is true. When I want to be happy and I want that to take my breath away, no matter where I am, in Alaknak or in Anchorage. When I want to be happy, I get to yorak. Yorak means to drum, sing, and dance.